Welcome to St. James Home Staging, where we talk about all things home staging and design. I am Mona, your luxury home specialist, and if you're new here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. So today I just want to share with you 7 reasons why you may not be getting that luxury look in your space that you so desire. I know you probably are looking around in your space and you're thinking there is something that seems to be missing. What is it? I just can't put my finger on it. Well, here are some ideas of what it could possibly be. So give it a try. Maybe you've already done this, maybe not, but let's get into it. So the first thing on the list is mirrors. No mirrors, that is, or small mirrors. So you may have a space where the room seems to be a cozy space, and you know mirrors bring the illusion of making a space bigger, and you just kind of want to stay away from that. But trust me on this, even though mirrors do help make a space bigger or feel bigger, it won't take away from the luxuriousness if you add it in the room. And depending on how you angle the mirror, where you place the mirror, it definitely will not get in the way of adding to that luxury feel to your room. So try placing some mirrors in the room, at least one, and see if that makes a difference for you, adds that little extra to your space. Also, if you do have mirrors in your room and it just doesn't seem to be giving the vibe, look at the wall that you're placing that mirror on. And if the mirror is just kind of a pint-sized mirror on a large wall, you might want to rethink the amount of space that that mirror is taking up. So scale makes a difference. Imagine having a huge living room and then just a small love seat in that living room and wondering, well, why doesn't this feel full? Why doesn't this feel more luxurious? Where is the luxury? Where is the elegance in this room lacking? And you'll know it's the scale of the furniture. So you're going to want a larger furniture to accommodate the size of the room. So same thing with mirrors. Add the mirrors, make sure, or a mirror. And if you do have a mirror in there, make sure whatever wall you're placing that mirror on, it is to scale. It takes up a good chunk or a decent size of the wall you've placed it on. So my next tip for you is to imagine your space with greenery in it. It's likely that you already do have floral arrangements in your space, but consider just the green plants. There's a variety of plants like spider plants, or there's even succulents like aloe, whatever. Just imagine having that space with more greenery in it. Now I'm not talking about going overboard. 1 or 2 should be good enough. If you want to add more, knock yourself out. It really does depend on the space, but a lot of times you will have a beautiful space and you're thinking, this just feels so cold. It doesn't give me what I'm trying to get. So when you add a pop of green, right? No, but not real green, but greenery. You know, I'm not saying, oh, go paint a green wall or something, but literally a fresh plant. Green, fresh plant. Those make all the difference in the world. And do a sample. Go out and get you a plant. Bring it in your space. Plop it somewhere in a corner or on a shelf or on a table, and look at the difference that it makes. Even don't sleep on greenery in your bedroom. You know, on your nightstands, get you a plant that's not in the way, but it's just definitely going to make, you're going to see it's definitely going to make a difference in how your room feels just by adding that little bit of greenery in there. So this next one is considering your lighting. And I know we talk about this all the time. All the designers across the board at one time or another have spoken to you about lighting. And there is a rhyme and a reason for that. Lighting is going to forever be a consistent factor in the way you create your space, especially when it comes to changing the mood or the ambiance of the space, right? When you think about a luxury restaurant, you're going in there and the lighting is such that it's specific usually to a table, or it's a little lower, it's a little dimmer. You may have pendant lights over your table. and the rest of the house lighting is just in soft strategic places, but it's not blaring lights like when you're going to McDonald's or Burger King, because the reason for that is they're creating an inviting space for you so that you can have the feel of opulence or luxury, right? That's the key word of the day, right? So in those restaurants, that is what you're going to experience. And think about doing the same for your home. Have your levels of low lighting, have different maybe sconces. It can vary the type of lighting you choose, but I don't recommend just having a broad daylight lighting overhead to where you're just like, yeah. I think that is more for game night, right? When you're having friends over and it's just like, hey, everybody come into my space and it's bright as heck in here, let's have fun. But when you're trying to really create the feeling of luxury, or maybe you're having a cocktail hour or entertaining friends in a less casual way, but more of a more elegant space, then you're going to want to have lower ambient lighting in different spaces. If you think about getting up in the morning, you're probably going to want to have low lighting to wake you up gently, and then you're going to use that same lamp next to your bed. I'm reaching over here, clearly this is the side my lamp is on, but you're going to have that same lighting to help calm you down to get ready to go to bed at night. And you're not using the overhead lighting in your bedroom. So comment below if you do use your overhead lighting a lot, or if you use bedside lamp tables more than you do the overhead lighting. Like, let me know what it is that you're doing. But lighting is very important. If it wasn't, then why wouldn't God have the first thing he created to be light, so he can get to creating his space, right? So let there be light, and make sure it is very good and you are enjoying that space. So the next thing that you may be doing that you don't even realize is keeping your artwork unframed. Now, this is definitely subjective, as all design or decor is, but this is just something to consider to add a little extra to your space, right? To add that little extra luxury feel to your space. Consider framing your artwork, or having framed artwork. So you may have canvases, and there was a time where the canvases were massive and it was like a big deal in the design space. But adding a frame to that artwork, say you have that canvas in your space, add a frame around it and watch how it just picks it up just a little bit, especially if it's a piece of artwork that you like, or canvas that you like. We're always interchanging artwork, right? Or our decor. So find yourself some piece of art that is framed, or frame it. If you have small children, or maybe yourself, when you were in college, you would get the posters, maybe from Walmart, but they wouldn't come framed. So if you were to tack it on the wall, it's just a poster. But if you were to add a frame, buy that frame with it, it made it step up a bit, right? Same thing here. So my husband actually has a t-shirt when he had his first flight lesson, solo flight, they cut out a piece of his t-shirt and it said the name and date, and there was a plane drawn on it, and it said solo flight and all of that. And I thought it was neat, but I didn't just tack it on the wall. I actually added a frame around it, and it just made it step up. I was like, this actually looks pretty nice. So I can display that, and it makes more sense in his office than if it just was a rag just hanging with letters written on it. So framing your artwork, framing your canvases, just adding that frame does add that extra luxury feel to your space. So consider doing that. Okay, so this next one is kind of an obvious one, but I'm gonna throw it out there anyway. You've heard it once, and there's people who are out here to save you from this and to help change your life from this. It is the clutter bug. You probably want to consider how much clutter you have acquired, how many items, knickknacks, how much mail is on your table or in the drawers, or on your desk that you're meaning to get to, but you haven't gotten to it yet. And so your space really feels busy and it doesn't make you feel like home. It just feels like another office you're coming to after you left the office, right? So you want to make sure that you have maybe bins, decorative bins that make you feel good about what your space is looking like, or that you can tuck away, store away. So until you can get to, let's say, shredding your mail or to Goodwill, these are the things that you can place these items in so that you can still enjoy your home and your space, and it can low-key be an out of sight, out of mind thing. Consider, even if you have knickknacks, switching out some of those knickknacks that are collecting dust. I mean, as designers or decorators, we want to interchange our items, our accessories throughout the year anyway, if you're like me, throughout the month. And so it is something that you can do interchangeably, is taking out the knickknacks or the things that have gotten aged, that collect dust and don't look as appealing, and switch them out for maybe a solid vase or 1, 2, or 3 items, as opposed to a ton of tiny little knickknacks that are looking more cluttery than they are looking more luxurious. So consider, if I say consider one more time, right? Consider switching out those things to declutter your space. Okay, so the 6th thing that we want to consider in making our space look more luxurious, or what could be keeping it from feeling that way, is our walls are kind of plain. And you're like, but wait a minute, Mona, I have everything on my walls and it looks nice, but I'm still missing that luxury feeling. So hear me out. Board and batten or wainscoting or some kind of additional accessory that is built into your wall cosmetically, right? That looks like it comes with the structure. So consider this when dressing your walls. Your walls are your skin with its color and everything. That would be the paint. And then you're adding on your clothing, right? That would be the wainscoting or the board and batten or shiplap or whatever you're into. And then your accessories, your jewelry and your earrings, your bracelets, your rings, those would be the extras, which would equate to the framed artwork or the mirrors or whatever accessories that you're adding to your wall. These are the things, the layers that make a difference in the way your room presents a more luxurious look. So consider those elements, putting those 3 things together, and see if that makes a difference. What did you even say?
I said, may I go to the restroom?
Oh. And finally, the last thing, is that redundant? And finally, the 7th thing that you may be overlooking that could affect how luxurious your space looks is hanging cords. You have your lamps, especially when they're by your sofas and not up against a wall, maybe in the middle of the room, but you have like cords kind of hanging here and there, and it just kind of looks weird. Or you have your television propped up, hanging, and the cords are just kind of falling everywhere. Consider getting cord covers that match the color of your wall, or even taking the lamp cords and taping or adhering them to the table that they're sitting on, so that they fall along with the table and you can't see them at all, or really much. You can't really see them. So that is something to consider in your space, is not having cords kind of all over the place. When you look in magazines, you really don't see cords. When you look on certain social media sites, you really won't see cords all over the place. So that may be something that is affecting how luxurious your space looks. So those are my 7 reasons you're probably not getting the luxury look in your space that you're hoping for. look around, see if any of those hit home. Let me know if they made a difference for you. If you have anything extra you'd like to add or to consider, definitely throw that in. I think I'll make another video because there's some more things that you may want to consider that could be affecting your space. Again, all of these are subjective, so it's totally up to you if you feel like these things make a difference in the space created for you. So thank y'all for jumping in and tuning in to my show, to my channel, and we will see you in the next video. And remember, you are great, so be great.